I'm blaming all of you. Okay, so some people say, like, how do I know if I've taken self-compassion so far? And I'm letting myself off the hook so often that I'm not getting anything done. And for me, it's going back to somatics. And how am I going to feel emotionally, physically, mentally if I make this decision, right? And it can be something as simple as, am I eating this chocolate bar or not? Am I hitting the snooze button or not? You can ask yourself, how am I going to feel if I make this decision? And sometimes it's not the obvious choice, right? Sometimes you're like, oh, should I eat this Reese's Pieces nougat bar? Were we talking about those last week? Have I told you guys about these new chocolate bars? No? Okay, they're amazing. But anyway. Right? Do I want this Reese's Pieces? It's amazing. Reese's Pieces nougat bar. Go get one. They're only like this big. They're amazing. Anyways. And you might be like, yeah, you know what? I feel good about eating this chocolate bar today. Right? And so you eat it. But don't eat the chocolate bar and then be like, I shouldn't have eaten that chocolate bar. Right? Do you know how many women I hear say that, like, on a daily basis? I shouldn't have eaten that. Well, just you ate it, so who cares? Move on. Right? No backsies. Right? But if you ask yourself, start asking yourself beforehand, right? Same with the self-compassion. You get home from work and you just want to lay on the couch. Okay, are you going to feel good about that decision to lay on the couch tomorrow morning? If the answer is yes, then lay on the couch. If the answer is no, then lay on the couch for 5 minutes and move on with what you were going to do. Right? Does that make sense? Anything anybody wants to add?
I've been getting really big on throwing the word yet onto my sentence. So, like, if I'm like, I can't do that yet.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's been very empowering for me. So you're talking about sitting on the couch, right? It's like, well, I don't have it in me to get up. And then I say yet. And it's kind of shifted that place from just giving myself that little rest, if it's 5-10 minutes, and be like, okay, now I'm ready, as opposed to that negative talk that you're talking about, that shame spiral.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, I don't know.
Cool. So she's been adding the word yet to the end. So I'm not ready to get up off the couch yet. And it's kind of like, it's kind of permission, but it's like, feels like if you give yourself that permission, then you can carry on.
It's a little self-care.
Little self-care. That's good. Yeah, and like, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch TV, you shouldn't lay on the couch, you shouldn't have the chocolate bar. You should, as long as you're going to feel good about doing it. And that's radical responsibility. Okay? So taking radical responsibility isn't about beating ourselves up for where we've stumbled. It's about meeting ourselves with love and with softness and saying, okay, I see where I am, I see where I want to go, and I choose to keep showing up for myself one small action at a time. But here is the most powerful part in case you missed it, okay? It's me who has to choose. But more than that, and where it gets even better, is that it's me that gets to choose. Because that's the real act of self-love, is not waiting for somebody else to fix it. Or apologize. How many times are we like, oh, I'll forgive them if they apologize, or I'll do this if they apologize. But what if they never apologize and you don't get to heal? You're leaving power in somebody else's hands by not just taking responsibility, right? And a lot of people get caught up in this because they're like, I shouldn't have to take responsibility for something that somebody has done to me. And you don't have to, and you shouldn't, but you take responsibility for the fact that you get to heal without their apology, okay? Without waiting for somebody else to fix it. How many of you have a project at home that you're like, I need so-and-so to help me with this next step before I do it? Yeah. Right? Make them do it or hire somebody to do it. Get it done. Get it done. I had to get James to move my desk last night because I couldn't do that. Okay. So it's no longer blaming the past. So how many times do we blame the past? Or it didn't work out last time. Right? I was talking to a friend today and she said, I just don't know why I can't start my own business. She's like, I can do for so many other people and I just can't start my own business. And I'm like, well, there's way more skin in the game if you fail. and it's your business, right? She was like, yeah. She was like, I should probably come to Circle tonight. I'm like, yeah, you should. So this is the real act of self-love, not waiting for somebody else to fix it, no longer blaming the past, no longer handing your power away, no more waiting for the apology. So you get to stand in your own agency, not because you need to be perfect or have it all figured out, but because you're worthy of the life you desire. And agency gives you the right to choose the life you desire. So, how are we feeling about that? How are you feeling about what's being left on the table because you're waiting for somebody else to fix it or do it or apologize or
Make the decision for you.
make the decision for you? That's another one. You're not stumped. Come on now.
Kind of nauseating.
Nauseating. Okay. It's a good feeling word. I mean that. Good for you for identifying that.
Waiting is the worst thing. Like, I have some stuff at work that, like, other people have to contribute to. And it's like, you sit there, like, waiting. Come on. Just get me this stuff. You're the only one that can do it.
Yeah.
But then when you can't actually get it, like, you push a little harder sometimes. And then meet your deadline.
Yep. Yeah.
To release. Like, look at those flights yesterday. We were, like, waiting, and it was like, let's just do it. Stop waiting. Let's book them.
Yep.
Done. It was like such a. Like, I slept so well last night.
Totally. And actually, an interesting story about the flights, right? Like, I actually changed my flights yesterday
Yeah.
because they opened up a direct flight on the day that I'm flying. And that is me, taking responsibility, because guess who's been left behind in Calgary before, right? Like, it has happened. And if I take responsibility now and say, I can prevent this for $264, like, let's do that,
Let's do that. Yeah.
right?
Well, it takes all that fear off your plate too.
Yeah.
All that uncertainty.
Yeah. There's nothing quite like a WestJet flight not holding a WestJet flight to get you to Mexico in the middle of a snowstorm. Anyways. Still never got my money back for that flight. What else? How are you feeling about this?
Duality.
Duality.
Like I haven't been feeling good this last week, so there's dishes in the sink and stuff pulled out from camp and sort of thing. And that's what I focus on instead of saying, hey, I took a step this week to order pre-prepared meals so that I eat properly because I don't have the time or the spoons to prepare. So instead of focusing on the thing I did, I'm bouncing back and forth to the one thing I didn't get done.
And that's where self-compassion comes in, right? What did you do? Right? Yeah.
What we focus on.
Does this sting for anybody? It really stung for me. It was very on the nose.
Responsibility part, like, I feel like it almost feels like taking on more. Like, yes, do it. And like, it'd be nice to get rid of all the little things that are like, oh, this sat here forever. I don't know how to do this. This is silly, but I've never painted anything in the house, like nothing like that. But I want to paint my closets, but I keep on making excuses because I need somebody to show me. And my husband's like, you just paint. And then I'm like, do I really care? Like, I said this to my mom yesterday, or my stepmom, and she's like, I was going in your closets. Just put the clothes back in there. So I did that yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I do feel good. And I booked my flight. I feel good. I felt really good last night. So, like, yeah, I just feel like, yeah, when you say, just do the thing. If I just do the thing, there's going to be so many things.
Well, and here's the other part of it. Just do the thing or take responsibility for not doing the thing.
Okay.
Right? Like, that's the other part. It's like, okay, I'm not going to do the thing, so guess what? I don't get to complain about this anymore. Because how often do we sit around and complain about something that's within our power to change?
I don't know if I say it too much out loud, but in my head a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not picking on you.
So what did you mean by it stung when you that's
Because it was just like so true. I know that I could never not know it. Like it, and it was like something that I needed to know, you know? So it just stung like I've always known this, but I really heard it. So, good question.
It's funny because like one of the first things I think was more great, there's another thing I let myself down on.
I don't know.
What, like responsibility?
Just, yeah, it's all my fault.
But you have the power to change that in this moment, right? And that's what agency is. That's what personal power is, right?
Well, I think a big part of what you're saying too, and it would be easy to misunderstand it, is that it's not taking on the blame, just the responsibility. They're not the same.
Yeah.
They're separate. Like, it wasn't that person was them that did it, okay, but moving forward, it's on us. What we
Yep.
do, how we respond, that's what we're responsible for.
Yep.
It's not that we're responsible for, like, in the plain sense, that's not, we screwed everything up, it's just, we get to choose how we act.
Yeah.
That's something that I've been struggling with. A few relationships I've been in, but this past one last May that was really traumatizing. And the breath work that we did on Sunday was such a huge breakthrough in like knowing that I there's nothing else that's coming from him. Like and it's all me now. And that was really
Okay.
but yeah,
There's
to
nothing
learn
else
to
that's
work
coming
through
from
it
him.
myself.
Yeah.
And with the breath work, like getting out of my head, really helps so much.
Good.
So grateful.
Thank you.
It's almost like you can end the cycle of suffering in a way. When you take that bit of responsibility, and you're like, okay, I'm not to blame for it, but this is my part of the responsibility. And it's almost like you can kind of like end the, because I get famous into like a shame spiral.
Yeah.
Stuff, right? Thinking it. But if you can take that responsibility, it's almost like you then have the permission to like let it go,
Yeah.
right?
100%. Yeah, so what do you think about that? Like, you can take responsibility for your rumination, for your shame cycle, for all that stuff. You just have to do it.
You just have to do it.
And sometimes you can't. And let's acknowledge that, right? Sometimes you can't. But, like, sometimes you can. So when you can. Yeah, maybe you can. Yeah. Yeah, look at all the wisdom in the circle tonight. Yeah.
I run a day home and we do that as well. We say can't do it yet. The kids are trying to do something and they're having a hard time. We say can't do it yet.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Sometimes when I'm teaching children,
Yeah.
I hear it more than they do. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what else is here. So here's where it opens up even more. So you don't have to have it all mapped out, right? So a lot of times when we're working with the moon, right? Full moon is all about releasing. New moon is all about intention setting, and around and around and around we go. But the great thing about this responsibility thing is you don't even have to map anything out. You just start deciding what you want and doing it. Okay? It's not like we have to do this magical manifestation ritual to get what we want. Is that great? Is it good somatically? Is it good experientially? Is it good for ritual? Yes. But it's you that actually makes it happen. And I think that's like the most magical part of it all. It's you that has the power. It's nobody else. Because even if we're leaving it up to the universe to help us, where does that put our power?
Someone else.
Somebody else's hands. Yeah. So you don't even have to know exactly what's in your way, right? So I'm talking to my friend this morning. She's like, I don't know what's blocking me. I don't know what's blocking me. And it's like, you don't have to know what's blocking you. You just have to take responsibility for the steps forward, right? We spend so much time thinking, I don't know why I can't do this. I don't know why I don't do this. I don't know why I didn't get up and go for a walk this morning. I didn't know why I didn't work on my book today. Whatever it is, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know why. Just do it next time. Or do it right now while you're thinking of it. Okay. So when you decide to take responsibility for yourself, you step into the power to figure it out, to problem solve, to heal, to release, to clear the path ahead, whatever it takes to create the life that you actually want. So really, if you don't want to use the word responsibility, you can use the word desire, which for those of you who have been around for the last couple years, we've been talking a lot about desire. But if you're really tuned into your desire, you will take responsibility for those actions to get to what you want. But most of us don't know what we desire. Who knows what they desire? What do you want? 100%. I don't know. Right now I keep saying, we got to figure out how James doesn't go back to work so that he can keep taking care of the baby. But like, I don't know if that's what I actually want. If I knew that's what I wanted, we would be making it happen. Right? So if you know what you want, you will take responsibility for the steps to get there. So can you tap into your own desire, and how do you do that? The problem is for so long, we've been told our desires are not important. Yes? What's more important? Other people's desires. Not untrue. Money. Yeah. Status. What will they think if I want to go live in a tiny house in, I don't know, Alaska? What?
I said in a tiny house in the forest with my dog.
Yeah.
That's my desire.
Well, will they? Well, and even like for us in our life, like what will they think if James stays home permanently? What will they think? I don't know. Who is they? That's the better question.
Why do you care?
Why do you care? And who are they?
There's no
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's my daughter all the time. Like, you don't have to care what anybody else thinks. She'll be, what if? She said, what if what? So, and
Yeah.
it seems to be, I'm starting to listen to it myself. But I can see with her that it really, she listens to it and it seems to work a little bit.
Mhm.
So,
But also,
I could do that.
But also, as women, I find we are constantly watched and constantly judged. You look at the front of any magazine, you look at any comment section, it doesn't matter what a woman chooses. It's like they're being watched and it's like they're being judged. And I think that gets really ingrained with our choice making.
Yeah, and I love this, right? She's saying like as women we're constantly being judged for our choices, whether we're on the front of a magazine or whatever it is, right? But here's the truth in what you said. We're always being judged. So like, do what you want. Right? Because you're being judged whether you're doing what you think society should have you do, or if you're going against the grain. You're going to be judged regardless,
Whatever
right?
choice you make, there's always going to be a group that's going to condone you for it.
Yeah.
So,
We swear in this circle. It's okay.
Might as well be happy while you're doing it.
You might as well be happy. So this is where desire comes in. Like, are you happy? Yeah.
I got to a point where I got trying to make everyone else happy, and they still weren't happy.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? We're going to try something new. I'm going to be happy now. Because you people obviously expect me happy. And I'm not doing it for you. So,
Well, and can you make anybody else happy?
exactly. I spent 46 years trying.
Yeah.
And that comes,
No, in my opinion.
No. I would say that that's correct. Yeah.
and that comes back. Oh, sorry. Comes back to that domino effect though too, because the one thing I'm noticing is when I do make those decisions, put myself first, it's actually influencing other people that you don't even realize.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
When you start doing things for yourself, you get a real backlash. People get very upset by that. They don't like you taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed like with my family, like when I was like making space for me, I got met with some very strong hostility. Like, they did not like that. And it took them like a couple of years. Like I'm getting better at standing my ground now.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom is the first one that's
How dare you? Yeah.
Like, well, what about my this or my that or this? And like, but now she's actually like come around. Like, so it's, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
My father doesn't understand. My parents are together.
Little by little, right?
You know?
So yeah, if we focus on desire, it's the what do I want? Where am I being called? What is pulling at my heart? Asking of my devotion. Because once I get honest about that, responsibility actually becomes a gift rather than a burden. It becomes a way to say yes to yourself over and over and over again. And that's where magic begins. Getting to say yes to yourself all the time. So that's where this moon series is going to take us. Yes, we'll move through goal setting, release, manifestation. But the heart of all of this is going to be desire and responsibility. Because we can gather together here every second week, light the candles, do the rituals, draw the cards, release what's heavy, call in what we long for. But until you can fully see that it's you and you are the one that chooses, none of it will stick. And was really like the heart of that message that I got was like, it's you that chooses. It's nobody else. So like, what are you doing? And in a compassionate way, what are you doing? Okay. How are we doing? Good. So, it's you that chooses to hit the snooze button. It's you that chooses another episode instead of resting or creating. It's you that chooses yes when you actually mean no. It's you that avoids the hard conversations. It's you that scrolls past your own discomfort instead of pausing to feel. It's you that says, I don't have time, but gives your hours away to what doesn't matter. Ugh, who does that? Oh my God. Yeah. I made James put turn the screen time app on his phone. He doesn't like that very much. I was like, I don't think you know how much time you're spending on TikTok. And now like our daughter is watching TikTok with you. She's not, but you should see her crank towards the TV. Anyway. And it's also you that talks you out of your dreams before you've even tried. But it's also you who chooses to take a deep breath before you react, who chooses to get up and face the day with intention, who reaches out and asks for help when it matters, who carves out 5 quiet minutes just for yourself, who shows up to your journal, your mat, your art, your walk, even when nobody's watching. It's you who names your dreams out loud and lets yourself believe in them. And it's you who makes a different choice today, even if yesterday felt completely messy. And here's the important part. It isn't about blame. It's about power. And when you realize it's always been you, you suddenly have the ability to choose again, to interrupt the pattern, to make a different decision, to align your actions with what you truly desire, not just what is easy or familiar. And I think a lot of us, myself included, get trapped in that easy and familiar. Right. Oh, hello. Snuck in. I was going to say, that's why we've been going to Mexico since 2017. That's going to change, don't worry. It's for real, last year of Day of the Dead. We have 2 rooms left. Did I mention that already? 2 rooms left. Okay. Jillian's going to come. She said so today. No, she didn't. I'm just kidding. Jillian hates Mexico, and I'm trying to make her not hate it.
How can you hate it when all your friends are gonna be there?
She has, you know, if you have a bad experience in Mexico, it's easy to hate it. I get it. It was what?
It left an indelible mark.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
It's a big place. I mean, the Cancun airport, who wants to?
Yeah. So, what do you think when you realize it's you and you have the ability to choose again, to interrupt the pattern, to make a different decision? When you realize it's you, what happens?
Right now, I feel motivated. Yeah, like right at this moment.
Okay. Tell me about that. What do you feel motivated about?
Well, I'm on holidays right now too, so I go back on Monday. I got a lot done while I was away, like from work. I haven't had a vacation in a while, so I actually feel like, I don't know, like I can go home and make a list in this book I bought, and
Okay.
not a huge list, but you know, something to start with and feel to even think about that. You know, what's my desire? What am I working towards, right?
Yeah.
So,
Good. I like it.
really happy, as I said when we booked the flights yesterday, and I'm like, it just sparked something in me to make more plans for more travel. So I think that's where my goal setting is going to all take me towards.
Good. You desire more travel.
A lot.
Yeah. Good. Anybody else?
I want to travel too, but I
love
money to do so.
I do too, and that's where the book comes.
I know, I'm just thinking, okay, now how do I?
Flights have never been this cheap to Mexico. I shouldn't say never, but in about 5 years, they've never been this cheap.
Yeah, pretty excited. Dave and I were like,
Define cheap.
They were under $700 yesterday.
yeah,
Round trip.
550.
$550?
For direct.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Debbie's coming to Mexico.
700 to go longer.
Debbie's going to
we were
the
gonna go to
Netherlands.
the 9th or something, or whatever it was, a little bit longer. And then I was like, wait a minute. And then I did it to what everyone else was doing. I was like, it's 550 each. I'm like, I'm stupid to stay an extra 2 days.
Yeah. That's
To
where
pay
I was
more money
struggling.
for the hotel and everything else. I'm like, no, this is perfect.
Yeah.
We're a day and a day. It's good.
We were gonna stay till the Friday or the Saturday was our original plan.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what? We looked at the cost. We were like, oh, let's just
Yeah. Yeah.
go back.
More trips instead.
Yes,
Exactly.
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 Anyways, just saying, it's only, it's less than $700.
I haven't seen it like that.
Me neither. Like, ugh, it's insane.
That's just the flight, right?
Yeah.
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 But Trista has
Not
patience.
the rain on the parade.
Everybody jokes about my payment plans, but yes, they exist.
I use for payment plans.
The last 2 retreats I went on, I used them. They were fantastic.
Yeah. Because by the time you go, you're like, this was free. It's girl math.
Girl math. Have I been paying for it for 10 months? Maybe.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if you, okay, sorry, totally off topic. Show up and start talking about random shit. But like everything has afterpay now. You could book
That's
that
true.
WestJet flight and
Yeah.
put it afterpay, and they'll pay for it while you
They'll do payments. Yeah.
do payments.
That's true.
Crazy. It's true.
Does anybody else question the goal line when things start to align? So you've got a goal and you move towards it, and all of a sudden, 3 or 4 things start to fall in your place. You're like, wait, is this what I really want? Like
Does that happen?
just can't get past that self barrier of getting in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels like too good
Yeah.
to be true.
Well,
You're like, is this actually
Yeah.
actually happening for me?
Yeah, so knowing what you know about somatics and anxiety patterning, depressive patterning, what is this saying? I don't know how to feel good.
Yeah.
So this feels bad, right?
Right?
I'd rather feel bad and familiar than good and uncomfortable.
Well, and I was just thinking, like, with what you were saying, it's like, how am I showing up to make these choices for myself? Because, like, there's evidence of both, and it really comes down to, like, am I taking care of myself first to make those choices I want to make? Or am I defaulting to old patterns?
Yeah. Totally. I mean, old patterns are called old patterns for a reason.
Yeah.
They've been there for a long time. You got to do Jillian's trick. Neuroplasticity. I can't even do it once. So. But right, neuroplasticity is everything. You can make new patterns, but they've been grooved in there a long time. So this is where grace comes in. Oh, I'm trying to take self-responsibility. I'm trying to work towards this goal. I can see my old patterns showing up. How am I going to have compassion for that and still take responsibility?
One thing I've been doing is when I notice a new pattern, I supersize it.
Okay.
And I just like celebrate the hell out of it.
Okay.
And I'm like, I kicked ass in that moment.
Yeah, like when you chose differently.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of taking responsibility though too, right?
Yeah.
Take responsibility for
Yeah.
what you did good.
Yeah.
You don't always just have to take responsibility for like the shit.
Also, yes, this is important. Yeah, let's take responsibility for the good things in our life too. Like everything you have created.
I call that responsible selfishness.
Responsible selfishness. Okay.
Like let yourself be selfish, but like there's being selfish where it's just like all about you. Like everything has to be about you.
Yeah.
Right? But then there's like allowing yourself to like celebrate those quote unquote little wins and like supersize them, right? And then that gives you that little bit of dopamine hit for next time, right? Then you're like
it builds momentum too.
right?
That's
Like,
like,
You know
yeah,
that you can do it.
now you're searching for that again,
Yeah.
right?
Like, it's just like you can build the story to make it bad or worse. You can build the story to make it better.
Yeah, and we always default to like this isn't gonna work out. Like worst case scenario.
Oh, so we don't. So the disappointment isn't so hard, right?
Yeah.
I think we all probably have faced disappointment, so you know. So
Or failure, if we want to call it what it is. Failing, disappointment. They all suck, right?
Has anybody else just like been so happy for a moment and then all of a sudden want to cry?
Yeah.
You can't even sit in that happiness.
Mm-hmm.
It's like too much.
100%. Also, it's important to remember that you can feel sad and happy at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? Like both those things can exist at the same time, and that's okay.
Well, and why does crying mean sadness?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
You
That's
know?
a good point.
It just made me think of like, you know, when you're so angry and you're crying and someone thinks, man, you're crying, you're angry, and you're like, actually, I really want to like murder you and rip your face off, but I think there's a part of me that's stopping me from doing it, you know. But like, you know, like when you're happy, you're allowed to cry. When you're angry, you're allowed to, like, we're just like it's okay.
It's just a sign of being overwhelmed by the emotions.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, here's the part we often forget. So, growth isn't linear. Being human means we're going to stumble, change our minds, and sometimes outgrow dreams that we once clung to. And this is where self-love becomes essential. Can you look at the full picture of your year so far? The wins, the struggles, the unexpected turns, and offer yourself compassion instead of judgment. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are learning. And when considering what ambitions, goals, or commitments no longer align with who you are, remind yourself that releasing them is not giving up. It's making space for what is truly right for you right now. So how many of you have had, the same goal for 10 years, the same New Year's resolution, so we'll call it? I know I'm a big advocate of not doing New Year's resolutions, but I know you all do them, okay? Because I also secretly do them. So Okay? So what do you keep making? Is it actually serving you? Is there something else you need to focus on? Right? I told this story the other day. I'd never told it before, but I told it the other day when I first became friends with Carly. And I was complaining about how my shirt was too small and that I needed to lose weight. And Carly was like, or you could just buy a bigger shirt. And I was like, nobody's ever fucking said that to me before, ever. It was always like, yeah, you could lose 10 pounds. Right? So the goal changed. Buy a bigger shirt. Right? But there's lots of these little things in life that, like, we have to think, is this goal still serving me? Is it still in alignment with my desires? I have to evaluate this at the studio all the time because I'm like, I only have time for so many things. I'd love to do all the things, but there's only, you know, a good example actually is Nina just did the holistic wellness class. And when she came to me with it, I was like, well, I've done something like this before. Like, I have this program on my computer somewhere. But I don't actually have to do that because it's not my jam anymore. So, like, let's let Nina do it. Right? I can choose that that's not, like, one of my goals in what I'm doing anymore. So, is anybody having anything come up like that?
I always want to have less clutter around my house.
Less clutter.
So I've joined over the years all kinds of clutter challenges from different bloggers. And so I'd be like really focused. And one year I did a 52-week challenge and decluttered all kinds of spaces. And then the next year the clutter just goes back up. And so then I did another one. And it's like, yeah, no, my kitchen table always has crap on it. And there's stuff stacked here. And I have my pot. And it's just like, I was just like, this year I was like, I'm going to tackle it. And it was like, yep, nope. So I think I just need to accept
Embrace the
fact that
clutter.
I've got a cluttered mind and a cluttered house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, something I read this week too is that sometimes we're too focused on the goals, and maybe we need to stop focusing on the goals, but focus on our system.
On your system?
On our system.
Of, like, how you're getting there?
Like
Yeah.
how all the baby steps instead of, and the goal will take care of itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done goal setting where we break it down into, like, the littlest, tiniest steps. Yeah.
But when you don't know where you're going, like that's kept me stuck a lot, is I don't know what the goal is, so I don't know what baby steps to create. So like you say with the system, it's like, what's the next right thing? Like, I don't know where this is, but what's a direction?
Well, you have to wait 2 weeks for that. But yeah, no, I would start thinking about, like, if you're like, I don't know, what is my direction? I haven't thought about doing anything for 10 years. Well, you just probably haven't been asked, what do you desire? So ask yourself that question. What do you desire? Write it down. See what comes out. Okay. So, I think I've lost my spot. So self-love invites us to celebrate not only what we've achieved, but also the wisdom we've gained in knowing when to let go. So gently ask yourself, how can I honor all the efforts I've made, even if the outcome looked differently than I planned? And like, I love questions like this because there's a line in the Bhagavad Gita, which is a yogic text. And it's like, it's act for action's sake, not for the fruits of your actions. So it's like taking action in your life for the sake of taking action rather than what am I going to get from it? And I think that is part of this radical responsibility, is like act for action's sake, not just because you think it's going to get you something. Because we only have one life, right? So we should be actioning. Because or else, what? I know we all know we don't get to the end of our lives and wish we watched more Netflix or Prime or Crave or, oh my God, the streaming services. You could literally just rot watching TV for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's one thing having a baby has done for me. I do not have time to watch TV anymore. I have all my series, like, I've fallen asleep halfway through like all of them, and I'm like, I can't watch it because I don't know where I was, and I'm done. But James is helping me watch 9 Perfect Strangers right now, so we are doing that together. Oh, great. Okay. So I'll post these in the group if you haven't joined the Self-Love Summer group yet. You just need an invite. But how can I honor the effort I made, even if it looked differently than I planned? And how can I speak to myself like somebody that I deeply care about?
I have a hard time with that one. You asked versions of that before.
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
About how to talk to yourself like somebody you care about?
Yeah. Because it just seems disingenuous.
Okay.
I mean, I talk to other people in that manner, but to talk to myself like that seems somewhat false.
And why do you think that is?
Maybe I don't like myself. You're a jackass. I don't know.
Well, I think the reason that we are so hard on ourselves is because we think we know ourselves best, right? So we think you could have done more, you could have done better. But here's the reality is like, if you didn't, you couldn't have. But you can change that tomorrow. And like, I'll say it again, but
Slow work for people in the back.
yeah. So me and my husband used to have this argument, right? He's better now, but I was like, we should just always assume the best of people, right? It's a Brene Brown thing. And he's like, yeah, but like, then that's just letting them off the hook because like they could be doing better. And I was like, well, you could be doing better. And he's like, yeah, I know. And he said, so why aren't you? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, you can't do better until you decide to do better, until you take responsibility to do better. Today is not the day you take responsibility to do better. That's okay. Right? So you can only do better if you're already doing better. Today just might not be the day. So. No?
It's even like, I don't know, for me, it's even just like being kind to myself, like saying kind words to myself. Like, I had a friend point out to me, because even like to my dogs, I'll be like, you are beautiful and you are smart and you are kind and I love you and I'm grateful. And my friend's like, have you ever tried saying that to yourself? Like, do you ever tell yourself that you're beautiful and you're smart and you're kind?
Yeah.
And you deserve to be loved? And I'm like, well, no, because that's not a thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's not, like, that's not how I was raised. I don't know. I always need to do better. I could be kinder. I could be smarter. I could be stronger. Like, that's not. But everybody else, like, that's I tell them, no, you're good. You're beautiful. You're like, right?
Well, and that's what we talked about at the kickoff party, right? Is like, why can't we grant ourselves unconditional love?
Right.
Why are there conditions?
What
Right.
was the consensus?
Why? I mean, the only thing I can come up with is like this. We think that we know ourselves better than we know other people, right?
Well, I think there's a little bit of that whole, when you do, you feel like you're bragging.
That too.
You know, like I've been trying to do it at work. And people are like, oh my God, you're so amazing. How did you get it to do this? And I'm like, because I'm magic. And they're like, but you are. And I'm like, actually, I'm so full of shit, you have no idea.
You're like, I put it in the salt bowl 18 times.
Like, you know, and you try it, and you, sometimes there's days where you're like, yeah. And there's other days you're like, no idea. So,
But I think there's also a factor, like I have a girlfriend who, she's in this rocky relationship. They just went to Europe for like 2 weeks, just the two of them. She came back and she's like, why can't it be like that easy when we're at home? Like 'cause when you're at home, everything else, like all of the stresses are in your face, right? So like when we're looking at, like, I can look at Danielle and be like, freaking amazing, but I don't, like the stresses are not there that are here, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a totally different relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yep.
same thing, right? Like we're hyper focused into our own realities,
Yeah.
and so it's so easy for me to be like, Trista, you're beautiful, you've got all of this stuff going on, like all of these powers, and I'm like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I've had experiences like that where people, like, I think you've said it to me. You're like, do you realize that you, like, built this place?
Yeah.
Right? And, like, when you're in it, it doesn't feel like that because you're just doing it. Like, you're just going through the motions, right? But when people say stuff like that to you, you're like, fuck yeah, I did. Like, right? But if nobody ever says that to you, then what? Then what? Right? So, yeah. Good point.
I totally use that external validation. I have like my favorite yoga teachers, and you know how they start a class with "Thank you for showing up," and I just like I hear that in my brain when I like go, if I'm in a depressive episode and I go to make myself a meal and I just hear the "Thank you for showing up." I'm like, just a little happy moment for myself.
It's true, though. Like, thank yourself for getting out of bed in the morning. And, like, Corey, one other thing I find helpful, because I understand what you're saying, like, oh, it sounds, like, phony and fake and, like, whatever, is using may I for, like, affirmations versus I. So, like, may I know that I am powerful. May I know that I am strong versus I am strong. Like, sometimes if it can feel more authentic, then it can turn into something that is more authentic. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I have a little ritual for us to do with a little meditation, but I really don't think I'm going to be able to do it without peeing. So let's take a 5-minute, like, bathroom / water / maybe you need to grab a coat break, but, like, just 5 minutes so we can get through it.